Good afternoon. Okay, you saw I was waiting there. Good afternoon. I am Matthew Gibbs, and I will be taking you through this afternoon's proceedings. Thank you for joining us this afternoon, and welcome to the Ministry of Education. Now, many of you got a call early this morning, and you're trying to figure out, why am I here? Does anybody have an idea why they're here, students? No? You just know you came here. Oh, well, all right. Well, you did excellent. And you are very right. This afternoon, the Ministry of Education will be recognizing 11 students for their top performance in the SEA 2020 examination. I think that deserves a round of applause. This year, we have had to do things differently, from the way we administered the SEA examination, now to the way that the results are being delivered. Everything has had to be different. And this year, you will realize that we are no longer doing a top 3 students. We have 11 students here with us this afternoon, and later on, you'll find out why. This year, the Ministry of Education has been committed to ensuring that all of our students are able to access a quality education in a well-governed environment, and it is equitable to all. We want to ensure that all of our students, no matter the challenges that they may face, will be able to have the type of education that, as citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, we all deserve. So, before we proceed further into who is here for what reason, I want to invite the Minister in the Ministry of Education, the Honorable Lisa Morris-Julian, to deliver some remarks. Please welcome her.
Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, we could do that better than that. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Madam Minister, Madam PS, ladies and gentlemen, on this special day of mixed emotions and different experiences across this beautiful Twin Island nation, I choose to celebrate the amazing accomplishment of each student in this room. Guess what? You're all successful. You slayed the giant. You beat the Goliath. SEA was no match for your awesome team of parents, guardians, and of course, your teachers. And of course, no match for you. You are the best of the best. I know this SEA journey came with many challenges, doubts, fears, and insecurities. Virtual school, the moving of the dates. But you slew the giant, and for that you are our champions. Your teachers and your parents saw your potential before you even realized it was there. Likewise, in this new digital era, you will be ushering the first digital school of Trinidad and Tobago. We at the Ministry will provide all that is necessary to support your greatness and harness that inner strength and capability. Another journey has begun, and in spite of the many challenges that lay ahead, you will continue to conquer, you will continue to do well, you will continue to lay the groundwork for the students coming behind you. Remember that this secondary school is just another journey in your quest for excellence in becoming good citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. And I would like to leave you with this quote by Margaret Mead. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever does. And I sincerely believe you are that thoughtful group of committed citizens. It is never too early to dedicate yourself to God and your country. Some of your friends may not be as happy as you are today, and as a parent who have experienced both the joys and the sorrows of SEA, I would like you to give them a message from me. Some of us are late bloomers, and it does not matter so much where you blossom as much as the fact, despite what may, you continue to grow. I thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister Morris-Julian, and a very pertinent message at that. No matter what the obstacle is, no matter what the challenge is, continue to go, continue to grow. And this is what each one of you have exemplified by being here today. You have exemplified that no matter what the obstacle is that is placed in front of you, you will find a way to overcome. True? All right, I feel like I'm alone in this. Is that true? Yes, you have found a way to overcome the obstacle of COVID-19. You found a way to overcome the obstacle of not being in face-to-face contact with your teachers, with your peers, and you have found a way to be here today. And we want to say thank you to your parents, to your teachers, and for everybody that supported you to be able to be with us here today. Students, please give them a round of applause. That was the most lackluster round of applause. I feel like for students who are here to be celebrated, y'all are not really celebrating. Did you get the results you wanted today? Are you happy about those results? I feel like everything that we have for you should be held back until we get some energy from you. Are you all happy to be here today? Or now because you have things to get, I could get some responses. I see what's going on here. Well, no more, you will not be in suspense any longer. I would like to invite the Minister of Education, Dr. the Honorable Nian Gatsby-Dolly, who will share the good news about why you're here today. Please welcome her.
Minister Lisa Morris-Julian, PS in the Ministry of Education, the Chief Education Officer, Director of School Supervision, and all of the staff of the Ministry of Education, and heads of divisions, parents, our wonderful students, members of the media, valued sponsors and partners, members of the viewing and listening audience. A very pleasant good afternoon to you all. I want to first say congratulations to all of our students from Trinidad and Tobago, those who made history by being the cohort of SEA students to face this exam in the year of the pandemic. Could we give all of our students a round of applause? And while we are congratulating our students, let us at the same time take the effort to congratulate the teachers and the parents who would have made it possible for these students to face, as Minister Morris-Julian said, that giant. Let us give our students, our parents, and teachers a round of applause. I want to get right into the statistics of the 2020 SEA examination. In 2020, the mean mathematics score was 52.9% as compared with 2019, where that score was 53.4%. Similarly, the mean English language arts writing score was 57% as opposed to 50.1% in 2019. And the mean English language arts score was 60.7% in 2020 as opposed to 53.8% in 2019. And we are referencing the 2019 scores because the exam went through a shift between 2018 and 19, so those are the most comparable scores. In 2020, the performance in SEA was also analyzed according to the percentage of students attaining three important thresholds. And that would be the students scoring above 50%, the students scoring below 30%, and the students scoring above 90%. So I will quote the 2020 figures. In 2020, the percentage of students scoring above 50% was 63%. The percentage of students scoring below 30% was 11%, and the percentage of students scoring above 90% was 1.61%. Let us move now to the most outstanding results. In 2020, female students attained the distinction of the top 3 students in the SEA. Our top male student placed 7th. In 2020, the Emory celebrates our top performers, along with those who faced a myriad of challenges within their own peculiar context, but have been able, through personal effort, teacher commitment, and parental support, to excel. So, we recognize several schools and students this year, including students from our special schools, given the high priority that we have placed on children with special needs in terms of the attainment of Vision 2030, a mature society, and the Educational Policy Paper 2017 to 2022. In this regard, the Ministry of Education recognizes today our 3 top SEA performers, the top male student, 2 students from special schools, and 5 students who have excelled from schools which have been working very hard to improve their overall academic performance. The top performing students from Tobago will also be recognized today in a separate ceremony happening right now at the Scarborough Library. This year's recognition of outstanding performance with our SEA 2020 cohort reflects the inclusive Vision 2030 society we are all striving to build. So, without further ado, I will move to the top 3 students. And those students are, in 3rd place, Shishmita Ramsawak of Gandhi Memorial. Anjana Dan of Trinidad Renaissance Prep placed 2nd. And our 1st place student in SEA 2020 came from San Fernando TML, Amira Biku. Should we have our students join us to the front? I think we should. Amira. Anjana. And Shishmita. Let us now ask our top male student from Ineas Preparatory, Vinit Ramsaran, to join them. And because of the social distancing protocols, we'll give them one more round of applause and then we'll ask them to take their seats as we call the others. Congratulations, very, very, very well done. You can take your seats and we're going to call up our top performers from special schools. Do we have them with us? Matthias Street. And she's from Cascade School for the Deaf. And we are calling Jordan Thorne. Okay. And we recognize these 2 students from our special schools who have their own challenges, but were able to ensure that they took this exam, and we thank their teachers and their parents for guiding them through this process. Let's give them another round of applause. They can take this. And now we recognize 5 performers from schools that are working very hard on achieving their overall performance in the exam and in their work. And we recognize these schools because these students would have been challenged. These students would have been in an atmosphere where they were an exemplar to their peers. And we recognize their stellar efforts in this regard. We recognize Shanira Bibaki from St. Helena Hindu. Adriana Kerr from MOVA New Government. Alicia King from Kumaka RC. Princess Ramlal from Siparia Road Presbyterian. and Jewel Vaughns from 5th Company AC. We recognize these students who performed excellently and who are exemplars to their peers and who have really stood up to the challenge and done excellently at their schools. And though they are not here with us, we recognize the top performers in Tobago who would be honored at their own ceremony. And they are Susanna Thompson of St. Nicholas Private, coming first in Tobago, and Rihanna Thomas of Lambo Anglican, who placed second. Once again, we congratulate all of our students. We congratulate their parents, their teachers, because this was no easy exam. This was one where the students were all prepped and ready, and because of the circumstances, would have had to hold on with uncertainty and then come out to school in difficult times and still perform their best. You are all champions in our eyes. God bless you as you take your journey into the future.
Thank you, Dr. Gatsby Dolly. Now, we did not invite you all the way from Moruga in some instances, from St. Helena, and from the different locations that you came from, just to say, well, job well done. We have had some corporate sponsors come on board, along with the Ministry of Education, who would like to recognize all of you this afternoon. So, for the top 3 students, Unicoma Trinidad Limited is providing digital devices in the form of HP laptops, as you see on the side here, to the 3 of you. So I invite the top 3 placing students, Amira Biku, Anjana Dan, and Sishmita Ramsawak, to come forward. They will be joined by Managing Director of Unicoma Trinidad Limited, Clive Fletcher, and we also invite our 2 ministers, Dr. the Honorable Nian Gatsby Dolly and the Honorable Lisa Morris Julian, for the photo opportunity. We also invite our Permanent Secretary, Lenobati Simmons, to join. In addition to the devices that have been provided by Unicoma Trinidad Limited, each student here today, including our top 3, will be receiving from B-Mobile mobile devices with data plans, broadband at-home internet services, or a MiFi device in the event that broadband services cannot be reached at the home, and this service will be provided for 5 years. I think that deserves a round of applause. Thank you, Mr. Fletcher. Before anybody else moves off, Mr. Gerard Cooper, if you could join us at the front. Mr. Cooper is the General Manager of Shared Services for B-Mobile. Go ahead. But it should be We can see it's in the eyes, so give us a lot of eyes today. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Cooper. Mr. Fletcher, can you please remain? And the students, you may have your seats. Yes. We would like to invite Vineet Ramsaran, our top male performer. Vineet will be receiving a mobile device with a data plan and broadband at-home internet for 5 years from B-Mobile. Thank you, Vineet. Our top performers from special schools, Matthias Street from Cascade School for the Deaf and Jordan Thorne from Audrey Dreffers School for the Deaf. As both of them are hearing impaired, you can acknowledge their reception. Yes, there we go. And I will say again, because I'm quite jealous and wish I did SEA this year, these students will be receiving a mobile device with data plan, broadband at-home internet where it is possible. If not possible, they will receive a MiFi device, and these services will be provided for 5 years. Thank you. And we have our top performers from schools that would have faced challenges. We invite Shanira Bibi Aki from St. Helena Hindu, Adriana Kerr from Mova New Government, Alicia King from Kumakak RC, Princess Ramlal from Siparia Road Presbyterian, and Jewel Vance from 5th Company AC. Thank you to all our students. And it should be noted that if you look to my left, there are still packages on the table that will be handed out on behalf of the Ministry of Education, because we can't be outdone by corporate sponsors. We, of course, must give a token of appreciation of our own. So these packages will also be received by the students. I know you would like to know what's inside of it, but you'd have to ask them personally. I'm not sharing that information. It's not at liberty for me to share. All right, so thank you very much, students. We would like to invite all of our top performers up to the front for a group shot. Come forward for me, please. Walk with your devices, walk with your packages. This is yours. Sure, no. And here we have it, ladies and gentlemen, our 11 top performers in Trinidad of the SEA 2020. Now, there are big smiles behind those masks. I could see it from this side. Trust me, they're there. All right, so we've had 3,000. All right, so we're adding things. We're adding. You're getting a little taste of the MOE packages now for the photos. And you all will understand and bear with us that this is all new, and we are trying our best in this situation to facilitate everybody and everything that we know that you all would like to see from us today. So we have our top 11 students of the SCA 2020. Thank you, students. You may return to your seats. Thank you to our ministers, and thank you to our corporate sponsors. So, ladies and gentlemen, students, as we conclude the formal proceedings of this afternoon, the Ministry of Education extends its sincerest thanks to each and every one of you for joining us here today. We thank each teacher, each principal, and each student, parent, guardian that has gone above and beyond the call that has been placed in 2020 for all of us to do more, try harder, and just excel in every little way that we can. As a country, we have been thrust into new situations, new challenges, but we have overcome, we have risen, and these students exemplify the best of Trinidad and Tobago and how we as a country are always able to rise in the face of any challenge. The Ministry of Education remains committed to ensuring that as these students and every student in Trinidad and Tobago continues on their educational journey, that we will be supporting them every step of the way. Thank you. Please get home safely. Of course, the PS has just alerted me that when we're thanking, because you know in all things we must give thanks, we must thank the hardworking and diligent staff of the Ministry of Education. While our teachers are also staff, we have to thank the staff of the DERE, the general admin staff who were here at 4:30 this morning to ensure that the results were delivered to schools, the district office staff, and every staff member that has ensured that the business of education has continued through every phase of the lockdown, reopening that Trinidad and Tobago has faced. All of us are resilient, and we will continue to do better, strive harder to ensure that Trinidad and Tobago continues to deliver quality, accessible, equitable education in a well-governed environment for each and every citizen. I'm Matthew Gibbs, and I thank you for joining us this afternoon. Please get home safely. As our specially invited guests, the Ms. Bagaloo, Ms. Hussain, CEO, or both ministers and PS, you are invited to take your leave at this point in time. We will be inviting the members of the media to have the interviews with the students as they so choose.